1,000 subscribers. Yep, it's that time. We have finally reached the first milestone on this channel after just 4 short months, and I'm just really excited to have finally reached this small but significant milestone in the YouTube journey. I just want to say thank you to all of you who have supported the channel. It probably doesn't seem like much, but 1,000 subscribers is this milestone that YouTube has in their system where you need 1,000 subscribers and 4,000 hours of watch time to even qualify to apply to their partner program, which allows you to monetize your channel. And obviously I don't make this channel for that, but it's obviously very helpful if there's anything that I can do to help make this more sustainable. Anyway, I just want to say thank you to all of you who have helped contribute to that significant milestone in helping me reach 1,000 subscribers. Now, to commemorate this, we're gonna have a giveaway, and I think that's the best way to say thank you and to just celebrate this sort of little occasion. So what we're gonna do is I'm going to have a print giveaway. Each of these prints will be a unique, one-of-a-kind darkroom print from large format film. They're going to be contact prints from 8x10, and they're the result of a lot of experimentation and hours of work I've done in the darkroom, learning contrast grades and different types of exposure times and exposure combinations, manual dodging and burning techniques, etc. So each individual print is completely unique and one of a kind, and extremely difficult, if not impossible, to replicate. So what I want to do is give 3 of you one of those prints each, and in order to enter the giveaway, all you have to do is make sure that you are a subscriber to the channel, and also comment on this video, and somewhere in the comment put a link to anywhere on the internet that you've shared one of my videos publicly. So that's pretty much it. So the contest will run for 2 weeks. At the end of 2 weeks, which should be about 2 weeks from today, I'll announce the winner, and then I'll get in touch with each of you through the comments, and then I'll just ask you guys to email me your mailing address so that I can get those shipped out to you. So also, each of them will be signed, and I just want to give you something special that I've worked personally on in the dark room with large format film as a thank you for subscribing, sharing, and supporting the channel. So the next thing I want to cover in this video is the channel roadmap and feedback. What I'm trying to build here is going to be a very long-term thing, and it's going to take me probably years to build out the channel the way I've envisioned it. My goal for this channel is to build one of the best photography channels on all of YouTube, but at the same time something that's unique and different from what you're seeing with a lot of other channels. I want it to be something that's unique to me. So I want to share with you some of the plans / vision for the channel, and things I'm working on long term and also in the near term, so that you understand where this channel is going and what the plans are. First, I want to cover near term feedback, which is stuff that you guys have asked me for, usually in private messages or even the comments or whatever. Videos you've asked me to make or changes you've asked me to make. So I want to address some of those. The first one is future videos. One of the videos that I keep getting asked for is a color negative film scanning video, and so that is definitely on the list to do in the near future. Another video that I've been asked a couple times about is a trip planning video, like what goes into planning a typical multi-day photography trip. And along the same lines would be sort of a what's in my bag type video, or more than one video of the what's in my bag showing gear. Now, with my particular style of working and my type of gear and the way I approach things, those videos will be pretty unique because I don't do things typically. A lot of my stuff is really sort of esoteric, and I've done an insane amount of research on every single item in my pack. So I think that might be kind of interesting to do, but it might take 2 or 3 videos to accomplish. We'll see. Another point of general feedback this week was that you guys would like to see more of the setup in my videos. Basically, like when I set up the camera, a lot of times in my video journals, I'll just cut to the camera being already set up and I've already made the exposure, and then I'm just telling you what I've already done. Someone had mentioned that it would be nice to see setting up the lens and how I choose the lens, which lenses I have to work from, why I would choose a particular lens for a scene, whether or not I use a filter on that lens, which filter to use, how I calculate the exposure, what sort of compensation am I factoring for, like reciprocity, failure, bellows compensation, and things like that. And just kind of the nitty gritty how-to of film photography and large format photography, so that the videos, the travel journals, can be kind of more educational and less entertainment. And I think that that's a really good idea. I explained that the reason I don't currently do that is because shooting a typical large format exposure takes about half an hour for me. Just between, there's literally, just to make the exposure, there's about 36 separate steps you have to do, and you have to get them all right or you destroy the image, in some cases, depending on what you got wrong. And so it takes a lot of focus and concentration just to pull it off and do it right and do it well. And so what I typically do is I make the exposure and then I record what I did. But I am trying to get better at figuring out how to document that process in a way that makes sense for you guys, so that you really do feel like you're coming along on the journey. So that's something I'm working on. A couple of other things I'm working on longer term. I do want to build a content library of reference material, what we call long tail content, which is videos that are going to serve as reference pieces for years and years. One of the ideas I want to implement is creating a library of photographers to know. So this would be like where I do a video about a particular photographer and the whole video is just about one photographer's work. And I introduce you to their work. I show you their style of images, show you some samples of their portfolio. Let's talk about what kind of cameras or film they use, what kind of locations they shoot, their reasoning, the rationale for their work, their approach, and so on, and then point you in a direction for follow-up, like which books by that photographer to get, what websites to check out, and what videos to watch, and stuff like that. And the idea would be to get you up to speed from knowing nothing about a photographer to knowing lots about a photographer in a matter of minutes. And I'd like to do that with dozens of photographers, but that is going to take some time to build. And I'm obviously going to release them one at a time, but I'm trying to do that on top of all these other videos, the travel videos and the development process show. And so I'm just got to find the time for that, because I do actually work a full-time job on top of that. So another series I'd like to do is the interview series, where I interview several different photographers about their work. And I prefer to do these face-to-face, in person, on camera, so it feels more like a living room chat or a campfire chat than like something recorded over the internet. If I have to, I'll do them over the internet, but I'd definitely prefer in person. And the opportunities to do those are kind of few and far between, so they're probably going to be done in the field on photography trips, but we'll see. So that's just going to depend on who I can get for interviews. If you are a large format landscape photographer, especially if I know you already, definitely reach out to me if you're interested in doing an interview. If not, maybe I'll try reaching out to you, but I definitely want to do some photographer interviews, especially with photographers that you guys would know and recognize, whether it's from YouTube or Instagram or Facebook or their websites or their books. That's something else I'd like to work on. Some other content I'd like to do are the how-tos and tutorials. One of them that is very short on my list is the introduction to film development, and particularly simple budget film development for beginners. I want to make a video showing you how to get into developing your own black and white film at home with as few supplies as possible and as little money as possible. Because I just wanted to make it really simple and explain to you, that it's not scary, it's not complicated, and you can absolutely do it yourself. Another one I want to do is a scanner video, basically scanning your film. I've kind of covered that a little bit in one of my 8x10 videos about the beach, but I'd like to make a dedicated scanning video about scanning film. So that's another one that I'd like to do. So there's just a lot of videos on my plate to produce. I've got a gigantic list of development process episodes to make. The development process show is, to be honest, like some of the less popular videos on the channel, and I understand that because a lot of people just want entertainment, or they just want to like sort of live vicariously through trips, or they want to learn something quickly and then go somewhere else. The development process episodes are more for like if you're really wanting to kind of sit down and talk about detailed, complex ideas in photography for a long period of time. And some of those conversations take a while to express the ideas completely. And so I understand that that's not going to appeal to like the biggest audience, but I make that because I care about that stuff tremendously. And I think, in my opinion, it's the most important aspect of photography. So even if only 100 people watch one of those videos, to me, it was worth it because the people that needed that, or the people that wanted that, got to see that content. And also those will form the long-term library of just, talking about complex photography ideas. So that's a very important show for me, is the development process show. Even if it's not the most popular thing on the channel, I think it's important to have that on there. Again, to enter the contest to win those prints, make sure you get your entries in the next 2 weeks by subscribing and then commenting with a link to anywhere on the internet that you've shared one of my videos. That's all you have to do to enter. Pretty simple. When you leave those comments, what I would like to hear from you are specific things that you want to see in the channel moving forward. Like, are there questions about photography or something related that you want answered? It could even be hiking, backpacking, stuff like that. Are there, videos you'd like to see me produce? What about series that you think would be a good idea? Or if you just have general ideas, input, suggestions for the channel, I'd love to hear them, because at the end of the day, the channel is for you guys and you're the ones watching the videos. So I want to make sure that they're interesting and valuable for you. Thank you so much for 1,000 subscribers. Let's keep going and building this channel. I'm Justin Lowry. Until next time, stay curious.